To have the most competitive personality according to Stoicism, it's essential first to understand what Stoicism itself embodies and how its core principles shape an individual's mindset towards competition. Stoicism, the philosophy founded in ancient Greece by Zeno of Citium, was refined by great Stoic philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. At its essence, Stoicism is the pursuit of virtue, wisdom, temperance, courage, and justice, teaching us to live in harmony with nature and reason. Competitiveness, from a Stoic perspective, doesn't revolve around dominating others or solely achieving external victories. Rather, it's about mastery of self, excellence of character, unwavering discipline, and resilience in the face of challenges. In Stoicism, the ultimate competitive victory is to cultivate an unconquerable mind, consistently guided by reason, unshaken by external circumstances, and steadfast in virtue. Stoics emphasize the distinction between what we control and what we do not. According to Epictetus, the fundamental skill lies in clearly discerning between internal and external factors. A truly competitive Stoic knows external results, winning, losing, the performance of competitors, the opinions of the crowd, remain ultimately beyond their direct control. Instead, they shift their entire competitive energy inward, towards things entirely within their power: their thoughts, attitudes, decisions, actions, and responses. For example, when preparing for a competitive event, a Stoic would not fixate on the accolades or trophies but would set all their focus on diligent practice, perfecting their skills, mastering their mental approach, and maintaining equanimity regardless of external outcomes. Seneca famously wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Thus, a Stoic competitor makes intense preparation their default state, constantly refining their craft, strengthening their resolve, and patiently awaiting opportunities. A Stoic embraces setbacks and hardships with enthusiasm rather than resentment. Marcus Aurelius articulated clearly in his Meditations, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Thus, any challenge or difficulty faced is reframed by the Stoic competitor as essential practice material for growth, resilience, and personal mastery. Where others lament difficulty or complain about their misfortune, the Stoic welcomes obstacles as necessary components of their own journey towards excellence. Equanimity and emotional control are foundational traits for a competitive personality in Stoicism. Competitions often provoke strong emotions such as anxiety, frustration, anger, or fear. A Stoic approaches these emotional states methodically. They understand that emotions themselves are natural phenomena, but allowing emotions to control decision-making disturbs rational thinking and weakens competitive advantage. As Epictetus stated, it's not things themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about these things. A competitor trained in Stoicism practices mindful awareness, recognizing emotional reactions early, calmly observing and questioning them rationally, and gradually regaining clear-headedness. In this way, emotional regulation becomes a powerful competitive tool, freeing the individual to act decisively and effectively in moments of high pressure. Another core Stoic value is humility. In today's hyper-competitive environment, humility may seem counterintuitive as a competitive advantage, but according to Stoicism, humility allows continuous learning, growth, and adaptability. The truly competitive individual, from a Stoic standpoint, remains a perpetual student, forever open to criticism, feedback, and improvement. Marcus Aurelius famously reminded himself daily of his own ignorance, ensuring he remained humble, curious, and continually striving to grow stronger. Humility thus becomes a crucial competitive asset by encouraging constant refinement and guarding against complacency or arrogance, which are fatal weaknesses in any competitive pursuit. Justice and fairness are likewise emphasized in Stoicism. Winning at all costs, cheating, or exploiting others may deliver short-term victories but contradict Stoic virtues. Seneca wrote, "A good character, when established, is not easily overthrown and must be our chief endeavor." For Stoics, genuine competitiveness must align with moral integrity, honesty, fairness, and sportsmanship. True success is not merely about trophies or recognition but about how one attains them. A Stoic competitive individual insists upon ethical conduct because the respect for self and others forms the foundation of lasting victories and true personal honor. Stoicism also teaches impermanence and perspective. All victories are fleeting, just as all defeats are temporary. Marcus Aurelius emphasized constantly reminding oneself that everything is transient, even success and failure. This philosophical perspective serves two competitive advantages simultaneously. It prevents excessive pride or ego inflation after victories, and it keeps the individual from despair or hopelessness following defeats. Maintaining perspective grants a steady, enduring competitive outlook, allowing a stoic competitor to quickly recover, recalibrate, and continue progressing toward personal excellence no matter what happens. Finally, Stoicism emphasizes daily practices that strengthen competitive character. Stoics employ daily self-reflection and journaling, systematically reviewing their actions, progress, and mental states. Epictetus advises us each night to reflect critically: what did I do today? What good or bad actions did I commit? Such deliberate reflection ensures continuous self-awareness, improvement, and cultivation of character, turning competitiveness into a disciplined, daily personal journey rather than merely a series of isolated events. Summarizing clearly, Stoicism defines true competitiveness not through comparison with external rivals, but through relentless internal improvement, ethical conduct, emotional intelligence, humility, and philosophical resilience. A competitive personality shaped by Stoicism does not desperately chase fleeting trophies or shallow victories but confidently seeks the permanent strength that virtue, reason, and personal mastery provide. To practically cultivate this competitive personality, start by clearly distinguishing between factors within and beyond your control. Set your primary goals in alignment with internal progress and virtue rather than external recognition. Embrace setbacks as valuable opportunities, diligently train emotional regulation and resilience, maintain humility and openness to growth, insist upon integrity and justice, frequently reflect to ensure constant improvement, and maintain a calm perspective toward the transient nature of success. Through these clear, actionable steps based solidly upon the authentic teachings of Stoicism, one can indeed develop an exceptionally competitive personality, one grounded in wisdom, resilience, and virtue. The Stoic competitive individual is thus unconquerable, for their strength does not derive from temporary victories, but from enduring excellence of character, unwavering focus, disciplined thought, and tireless pursuit of personal virtue. This, according to Stoicism, is the true and ultimate path toward becoming genuinely competitive.